All right, guys, I'm gonna show you how to break down a few different types of pistols today. First and foremost, guys, safety first. Go ahead and drop your mag. Clear your chamber if there's anything in there. In mine, there's nothing in there. Okay. Now, this is what I like to do right here. So you wanna lock your slide. Most guns will have this slide lock right here. Then you're gonna pull down on this, let your slide go, pull the trigger, push the slide. Okay? Now, you have it broke down in two pieces. Okay? Most of the time, unless I'm doing like a deep cleaning, I'm just gonna leave all this right here. Now, I may take and oil it and brush what I can, because when it may be a little too advanced for most people. They actually make some mats for most any gun that will actually have a parts breakdown and where they go and everything like that. That way you can keep up with everything. But for this video, we're just gonna break down the barrel and the slide, and that's about it. So you're gonna take this spring right here, push, take that out, then you can get down to the barrel. It's like a little trick. Every one of them is gonna be probably a little different, but now we have the barrel out. So as you can see, we can clean that a lot easier and even a lot more safely, because then the gun's not together. I don't care, there's no ammo in it. Always treat it like it's loaded. And there's a couple other little things in here, little doodads, but like I said, we're not gonna be breaking it down. We're not gonna be breaking it down that much. A typical easy maintenance is gonna be this right here, breaking it down to this point, because this is all that's gonna be sliding. This is gonna be where the majority of your wear is. Then you have your trigger in here, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, it's really a pretty simple operation. Now we can put it back in. One way to check this is, you know, this is gonna go down. Put your barrel back in, put it in place. Take your spring. Your spring can be a little tight sometimes, so you gotta really put some pressure on it. Okay, now it's back in place. Now you're gonna take the slide, match it up. It'll only go on one way. In most cases, I mean, like I said, I'm sure there's some weird stuff out there. You see that? It's fully functional. You can lock it. Everything's functional. You can't push it off right now, even if you press the trigger. Now you're good to go. All right, guys, now we're dealing with a SIG. So the disassembly lever is more of like a switch style than just like a little pull button. This is the kind I prefer, to be honest with you. So first and foremost, drop the mag. Make sure there's no bullet in the chamber. Go ahead and lock your slide. Pull your switch down. Now look, on this one, if you just hit that slide lock, it's gonna just shoot the slide straight off of it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to pull the trigger and pull it off. These are a little bit, this one's a little bit more finicky to me, but anyways, now you got it broke down basically the same way. As I said, there's not really a whole lot in there. Well, actually, this is where a lot of stuff is, but it's more smaller parts. Typically, I'm not going to break that down very often, just because it's too much hassle. But you should definitely do it occasionally. But the meat and potatoes of it, going to be right here where your spring. Take your spring out. It's basically going to be the exact same. Then you can take the barrel on out. And now you have just really easy access to oil everything up good, clean it up good, and, you know, here you are. And this is going to be the basic breakdown. You can still pretty much get oil on everything else in here. Now this one, the trigger is going to be a little bit harder to get oil into, so you might break it down a little bit more if you wanted to, but this video is not going to be about that. All right, now we're going to put it back together. Same thing. Get your barrel, put it in there. Get your spring. Just like that. All right. Go ahead and put your slide on. lock it, and release. Pow. Pow. Very, very simple. The main thing, just make sure there's no ammunition in the gun when you do this. And look guys, one thing to keep in mind is it's not a race. You see all these people online, you know, they're, just put it together back and forth super quick. Look, if that's not you, you don't have to do that. You know, if you're not some kind of competitive shooter in the military, police or something, you don't really need all that. Now, I mean, it's good to get good, but you would rather be safe. You have time, take the time. Don't rush it. It's not something you want to rush. I mean, God forbid you put it back together wrong and don't realize it, and then it comes to the time and you actually have to use it, and here you are and your slide's falling off. You know, you don't want that. So just be safe and be careful and just pay attention to what you're doing.